Hey guys, it's Matt with another shaving video, and today I'm going to be seeing the difference between the Omega-s brush and the Plisson. I just have the Plisson and the black acetate handle. It's not the L'Occitane version, but it's the same knot. So yeah, they're both synthetic brushes. These two are roughly the same size. The Plisson has, slightly more of a bulb shape, and the Omega's a little flatter on the top. I don't know if you can really see that, but I mean overall they're pretty similar, except for the price, of course. The Plisson's Plisson. I feel stupid saying it either way, but this one's I think it's like 35 bucks. It varies. Anyways, the S brush is about between $5 and $10, depending on the size you get and the handle and where you buy it from. Yeah. So anyways, how do these compare? How are they similar? How are they different? And should you spend the extra on the Plisson or just get the old cheap Omega-s brush? Don't know. Let's see. So I actually had the S brush first, and I didn't have any issues with it, any problems of any kind. I liked it. It was a good brush, but yeah, there was a group buy on Reddit for the Plisson, so I jumped on that, and I've been using it exclusively, and I've kind of forgotten what the S brush even feels like. So today I'm going to alternate, or do like half my face with one and half with the other. Just see what the difference is. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'll be using Chiseled Face Ghost Town Barber. I just got a little sample of this. I like to sample things before I buy them. It has a nice smell to it. It's I think it's pretty much right in the description what it is, but it's like a barber shop with like gunpowder. I don't know. It makes you feel like you're in an old saloon or something, or maybe a barbershop in the old western days. But yeah, interesting smell. Since it's a sample, I pressed some into my Captain's Choice bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and load each brush and get them wet. I'm gonna do it the same way for both. Shake them, get some of the water out, and I'll probably re-wet the one I do second. It might dry out a little. And I'm just going to load with the Plisson first. This Chiseled Face is pretty soft soap, so I imagine it won't take long at all to load. Since I'm doing half and half, I don't need to load much on each. Okay. I'd say that's probably good. The scent really comes out. It's a very unique scent. Alright, now the Omega-s brush, same thing. Shake out the extra water. Load some up. Alright, that's that one. I'm going to add a little more to the Plisson. I got more on the S brush, and I don't want to waste any of this. And it'll still end up getting wasted. But so immediately, one thing that I'm noticing is that the S brush holds more water. At least it seems that way. It really, it's still kind of soft and soapy, and I mean, look at the Plisson. It just looks retarded, and it's really stiff. I've noticed while I've been using the Plisson lately that it, until you know, dip it in the water and swirl it around, it's pretty fucking stiff on your face, which is fine. I mean, once you get it wet enough, and it works perfectly fine. So I don't know. Let's begin the face lather. Maybe get my face a little wet. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my little camera stand is kind of leaning right now, and I'm too lazy to adjust the legs on it, so I might be slightly crooked. Alright, so to get a little moisture on my face, and I guess we'll go with the Omega-s brush first for the right side. I'm just gonna, it's always a little awkward at first while it's still kind of dry. Just gonna sort of flop it around, cover the areas that I plan to shave. Alright, so now it needs a little extra moisture. See, after it, if you get a little more moisture in it, it sort of performs a little better. Since I haven't used this in a while, I can really tell the difference pretty much right away. It's got quite a bit more backbone than the Plisson. Quite a bit. I mean, I can feel it, you know, pushing against my skin. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's definitely a little more aggressive. I don't know, I've never called a brush aggressive before, but it's definitely a bit more aggressive. It's slightly prickly. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortably prickly. But yeah, you can feel those bristles. Alright, so there is my right side of my face with the Omega-s. Worked fine, no real issues. Like I said, a little more aggressive, more backbone. Yeah. Second side with the Plisson. Plisson. As you can see, it just kind of looks silly for a second because it's all dried out. Maybe you use more water than I do when you load. I don't know. I guess we're all a little different. I typically keep it pretty dry on the load and then slowly add it while I face lather until I get the desired consistency. Alright, so let's add a tad of water to the tips. Just the tips. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a night and day difference. To be honest, when I started to make this video, I thought I was gonna be, I don't know, almost rooting for the S brush just based on how cheap it is. But there's really no doubt about it. This Plisson feels way better on your face. It really does. It feels nice on your face. No prickliness. You know, the lack of backbone really isn't an issue. Unless you're just someone who just loves tons of backbone for whatever reason. And this just gets the job done. It doesn't need more backbone. So, alright, so I'm lathered up, looking a little silly, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, as far as the comparison goes, I'm gonna go ahead and shave. You know, if you're done with the video, then you can just go ahead and leave now, but I'll continue to share my thoughts for a minute. Yeah, the Plisson feels really good on your face. And it's something that you really don't even pay much attention to until you try a brush that doesn't feel so good on your face, you know? Makes you appreciate it more. Definitely a huge difference. You know, back when I used the S brush exclusively, I found myself defending it quite often online from people saying, you know, it's cheap, it's no good, or it's just a good like beginner brush, but that you should, you know, kind of step your game up eventually. And I sort of always felt that was really not necessary, and of course it isn't necessary. I mean, you can get yourself a Vanderhagen brush and, you know, you'll be fine, but you won't have the ultimate shaving experience, whatever that means. But yeah, there's certainly a difference. When you just hold the two brushes in your hand and feel the fibers, they feel very similar. It's like you wouldn't expect there to be much difference at all for the face feel. They feel very much alike, the fibers. And I always just thought, you know, the Plisson is a little more bulb shape, and that's pretty much the only difference. And of course the dyed hairs. So I mean, yeah, I mean, there is no winner, of course. It's just my opinion that the Plisson feels much better on your face. Is it worth the price? I don't know. I guess it depends. How much do you feel like spending on a brush that feels really nice? There's nothing wrong with the S brush, but it can be, you know, improved on the face feel. If you're looking for something that's ultra soft, maybe you're not. You know, everybody's different. There's plenty of brushes out there that I haven't tried. Plenty of the more high-end Badger brushes out there that are really expensive. I know there's some Kents that I've been looking at. There's just an endless amount of really well recommended brushes out there. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'm one of those guys that would do that, would spend $100, $200, $300 on a brush. You know, I kind of like hardware. You know, I like nice razors and soap too. I love soap. I have so many soaps. But the brush itself, I mean, I know it's an important aspect, but how important is it, you know? Where do you draw the line where you say, okay, this brush gets the job done and it doesn't hurt my face, you know, it's not making me bleed, it's not uncomfortable, so why do I need to upgrade it? I don't know, I guess that's a personal choice that everyone makes for their own reasons. Personally, I don't know. I probably will end up trying just a few more brushes. I don't really know what my end game is for brushes, if such a thing exists. I'm pretty happy with the Plisson. I hate saying that. Sounds douchey. But yeah, I've got a brush coming from a friend. We did a trade. We'll see how I like that. I think it was the Simode Owners Club. That's supposed to be a pretty good brush, but it's a bore brush, and I haven't had a lot of good experiences with bore. But again, I wasn't using like top of the line bore brushes. And in case you're wondering, this is a 11/16 J.A. Hinkle's razor. It's a carbon steel, it's not a Friador. Fantastic razor. This is the one I did the beard off with, if you watched that. Very great. I recently bought a ton of samples of soaps from Maggard. Just trying to, find stuff that I like that I would not normally think to try. And some of these things like, this Chisel Face Ghost Town Barbershop. It's something that just by the name and the description, you can't really decide if you like it, It's not enough. You need to smell it and experience it. And I already knew Chisel Face made good products and that the performance was good. But just the scent on this one I wasn't sure about. It sounded nice, but things aren't always as they seem. So I do enjoy it, and I am enjoying this very much. You can really pick up that gunpowder with the barbershop, which is one of those weird things that you never would have thought you wanted to smell, But it's nice. Very nice. Alright, let me rinse off real quick. Looking a little crazy. Kinda need a haircut. The witch hazel there is non-alcohol. Unscented. And if you guys have issues with irritation or anything like that, I would suggest witch hazel. And it's also just kind of made my skin look better in general. It's a toner. And yeah, I don't know exactly what's working for me, but it seems to be working pretty nice. And also, another thing I'm going to try today, I just ordered myself some of this Prix de Provence aftershave balm. Yeah, haven't tried this before. Brand new. It was recommended by a friend. I told him that a lot of things irritate my skin, and I needed something non-irritating. They said that was pretty well known for being a very non-irritating aftershave. So, alright, so after I let the witch hazel sit for a second, I'll just kind of pat dry my face. And then put the balm on. Who told you to put the balm on? If you're a Seinfeld fan, you would get that reference. Alright. Prix de Provence. It's got a very nice natural scent to it. It smells very nice. It almost smells like it has too many things in it to name. Like just a mixture of a lot of things. I don't know. if you're interested in that, you can look that up on your own. Prix de Provence. Just yeah, Google it. Alright, so here we are at the end. S brush and Plisson. Yeah, I'm gonna rinse them off. I will say that the S brush doesn't stiffen up when it's dry like the Plisson did. And that's something that really annoys me about the Plisson. And I guess I could just leave the brush a little more wet when I'm loading the soap. I don't know. But with the S brush, you don't really have to worry about that. It just doesn't stiffen up like that and get real porcupine-ish. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It holds a ton of lather. I guess they both do. At the end of the day, I guess comfort is king. The Plisson is more comfortable. A softer brush, feels better on your face, does a great job. They both whip up lather pretty easily. There's no real clear winner on those aspects. They both work as a brush. You know, they both work. How do you like your synthetic brush? A little bit softer, a little bit more pricklier. The difference is small, but you know, we live in a world with lots of options. So those are my opinions. Do with them what you will, or do nothing with them. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.